Forget about all the research talking about habit formation. If you'll stick to the research, you'll probably give up. The reason I'm saying that, because if you'll try for 21 days and it doesn't work, or for 66 days and you don't work, well, you'll say, okay, research said it's supposed to work and it didn't, so that means it's not for me. Put the research aside and focus now on something else in order to create this habit, because if there's a habit that you know that serves you, you know that if you don't do it, you'll go down. So why not stick to that habit, create it, and go up? I'm not sure which one was harder, the first run or the first meditation. Both of them were like way out of my comfort zone. I'm telling you, running wasn't something that I did. I remember going on that run and I was like, like breathing like crazy. And it was hard. It's not that I did that after, 10 miles. That was maybe after 10 seconds. And I understood that getting in shape also served me then for different reasons, and also today. But I knew it's something that is important for me, but it wasn't at all part of my schedule, okay, in any way. And also, by the way, meditation and morning rituals that I got into, I knew they were important for me. I knew they will serve me, but there's never time to do that. So I was like, every time I'll push it off another week, another day. Same thing with the run. I would really love to run, but I just don't have the time. And it just continued and continued. I'll start with the running. I understood that it's something that can serve me, that not only serve me in terms of getting in shape, also in terms of the mind, in terms of the body, of course, and in different ways. So I decided that, okay, this is something that is important. I'm going to do it. And it took time, because at the beginning there are times that I put in my schedule, I put in the calendar, and I still didn't do it because all the right reasons that I made up in my mind. Now, what I realized was that putting in the calendar is not enough, because the same way I put it in the calendar, I could take it out of the calendar. So that's, it's nice, but it's really not enough. I realized that I need to understand why it's important for me. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Because there will always be times, by the way, also today, that I don't want to go out running. I don't want to do any other exercise, or I'll say I don't want to do any other exercise, including running. And it's not something that disappears. But when I realize what's the reason I'm doing it, why is it going to serve me? Maybe right now, I don't feel like it, I don't want to do it. So also the times that I came, and I want to go out, and then I'm like, well, forget about it. Maybe just stay home. Also, then I went out. I did my exercise, even if it was a shorter form of it. I still did it. Okay, and it's not something that was used to. So in order to create that habit, I could tell you that there were many times I told myself, even though I explained to myself what's the reason I'm doing it, I still didn't do it. But then I tried again and again and again, until slowly it became a habit. Another thing I realized was that in order to do it, maybe I should do the run or the exercise, whatever it is, right before something that I anyways do every day. So, I wake up in the morning and I do my morning ritual, and right after that I'll do the run. Well, to be honest, the run came before the morning rituals. I realized that in order to consist and actually turn it into a habit, so okay, there are times that I'll persist and it doesn't work. That's part of the game. But then I continue. But what I should do is I basically should take the run and attach it next to a habit that anyways I do every day. That way, slowly in my mind, it would start to program my mind to tell it, okay, when you do this habit every day, so let's say when I woke up, I brushed my teeth. Right after brushing the teeth, I go for a run. So slowly in my mind, it's programmed, okay, brushing the teeth, run, brushing the teeth, run, and then something that I continue doing. And by the way, that was also not enough. It was helpful, it was good, together with the understanding why is it important for me, putting in the schedule, and also, of course, like I said, putting it next to a different habit. It was still challenging. So sometimes when you have someone from the outside, someone hold you accountable, that helps you. Now, by the way, not for everyone. Sometimes that person could be yourself that holds you accountable, but for many people, it's people from the outside. What I realized was that it's not one step that I take and then, okay, great, amazing, I have this new habit. It's a few different steps, and putting them together, that's what makes it really strong. And it's with everything, okay? We'll go now through the steps, but also in terms of meditation and breathing. Now, I went out with a girl lately, and she was like, wow, amazing how you do these meditations. And I'm like, She felt like it was natural for me. I'm like, no, 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 no. Let's go a step back. Like, I used to be the person that wakes up in the morning and I'm out of bed in 2 seconds, and I'm out of the house in maybe 5 minutes. Like, there's no morning ritual, no morning meditation. For me, it's a gratitude meditation that I say thank you for things that I take for granted. But I told her it's not something that came to me, that I was just born with it, that I loved it. I was part of the opposition that was like, what are all these stuff? So it doesn't matter what it is you want to bring into your life, as long as you understand that it serves you and that you'll enjoy, you'll benefit from it. Maybe now, maybe later, you could create this new habit. And like I said, forget about the research of 21 days, 66 days. Be persistent, continue. For some people it would take 21, for some people it would take 221, for some people 101. There are many different types of habits, and for each habit, each person is different, okay? But of course, if you persist and persist, for example, for almost a year or even a half a year, you see nothing's really catching. So ask yourself, okay, what can I change in order to make this habit stick? Hi, I hope this video is serving you. I just want to share with you that my belief in life is that you are here to serve a purpose greater than yourself. But in order to do that the best way, you must start with investing in yourself. Enjoy the rest of the video. So in order to not get to that half a year or a year and see that nothing's happening, I want to give you now a few steps you can take. That with taking those steps, you can create any habit you want. And again, you need to do the work. And if you'll be consistent, you will be able to create this new habit. Now, for all of the people out there that are telling themselves, well, you know, creating a new habit is nice, but I'm not really sure it would serve me, or I don't have time, or I don't have a different habit to stick it to, that means it's not that important for you, because any person can find a different habit to attach it to. And any person, if he really understands or she really understands why this new habit's so important, you'll find the time, even if it's a few minutes. You know me already. I'm not for the all or nothing. Like, even if usually you go for an hour of this habit or 10 minutes, go now for a minute. Just put in your mind that this is something that you do. So it doesn't matter who you are, you could create this new habit. If you're not familiar with that habit, it might take you more time. But now let's go through the steps that would help you to make this habit something that is part of your life, that is part of your day-to-day, and something that actually serves you. Okay, let's start. Step number one is put it in the calendar. Now, I know I said at the beginning of the video that if you put it in the calendar, you could also be the one taking it off the calendar. I'm still standing behind those words. But at the start, put it in the calendar or write it down wherever you want. That way you know you need to do it. But that's only step number one. That's, it's preparing yourself for the habit. Step number two, if, for example, it's running or something else, prepare yourself before. So like I said, if it's running, put the running clothes in the morning right next to your bed. If it's painting, you want to paint, take the painting brush out, put it there. If it's dancing, put your dancing clothes. Whatever the habit is, make sure it's in front of your eyes, that you can't deny it and say, forget about it. Like, it would push you to go in it. And step number three, which is really important, I guess probably the most, is understand why this habit serves you, okay? There will be times, like I said, that you do not want to continue with this habit. And not only that, you'll be like your best lawyer. You'll bring the best reasons why this habit is not for you anymore, and maybe it doesn't really serve you. So it's not that you're lazy or that you don't want to do it. It's not for you. That's why you write down the why. Why do you want to do this habit? And write it down. That way you remember why you want to consist and why it benefits you, why it helps you, why it makes you feel better, why it gives you an or understanding of life, or feeling of well-being, whatever it is. Could give you many different things. Write it down, okay? Understand why is it serving you. And step number four, even though you write it down, there will be days that you don't want to do that habit, okay? You're just not up for it, and that's fine. But better that you do something, even a small part of that habit, than nothing. Because when you do even a small part of the habit, you program into your subconscious mind that this is something that you do. This is part of your routine. This is part of your schedule. And let's say that you didn't do anything. Don't start beating yourself up. That's the worst, okay? If you didn't do anything, any part of the habit, it happens, part of life. Get up and continue the next day, or the next time that you want to do that habit. Now do it, okay? That's really important. Step number 5 is attach the habit to a different habit that you do anyway. What do I mean? Like I said before, you want to go exercise, so tell yourself, okay, right after I brush my teeth, I go running. Or you want to do anything else, or you want to have a date with your partner. So remember, okay, every Tuesday after I watch that basketball game, now it's time for a date with my partner, because every Tuesday you watch a basketball game. But then you remember, okay, right after the basketball game, we go on a date. So whatever habit it is you want to create, attach it to a habit that you do already. That would help you also to be consistent and reprogram into your subconscious mind. Number 6, really important. For some people, this one is really, really important. For some people, half, but it could help everyone. Have someone hold you accountable, okay? Many times for other people, we'll do things that we don't do for ourselves. Why? That's how it works. And better that the person that would hold you accountable is someone you care for, someone you appreciate. Otherwise, it doesn't really work. Have someone hold you accountable, okay? That's really, really important. And someone, like I said, that cares about you. That way, also, if you don't do it, first they'll tell you, hey, why didn't you do it? And they'll give you the feedback, but they won't crush you down. Then they'll give you the power to get up and do it again and again. So having someone hold you accountable is really important. When you follow these 6 steps, again, you'll need to do the work, but that can really help you create new habits that would basically help you feel better, that would give you a feeling of more happiness, more relaxedness. Well, it depends. Maybe your habit is extreme sports, and then like you'll be all tense, but also you'll feel more later on more relaxed. You'll feel better. So really important, go through these steps. If it doesn't work the first time, well, not if, it won't work only one time. Go through these steps, be persistent, and when you create habits that make you feel better, so you light your path. When you light your path, you also light the path of the people surrounding you. I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. For us to help other people, please press that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget that the most amazing things in life are the one you take for granted.